Ethnocentric bias is a trait that most and perhaps all societies share to some degree. It is a fact that mounts the difficulties in building cross-cultural communication and understanding. Ethnocentrism is the belief that one's own culture is the finest and most natural, or the practice of judging another culture by the standards of one's own. In 1906, William Graham Sumner, an American sociologist, introduced the term. He defined it as the tendency to view one's own group as the center of everything and all others are scaled and weighted with reference to it. As a result of growing up within a culture, people come to view the society's ways as the normal and proper ways of thinking, feeling, and acting. It gives people a sense of belonging and pride, and a willingness to sacrifice for the good of the group. But ethnocentrism is harmful if carried to extremes. It may cause prejudice, automatic rejection of ideas from other cultures, persecution of other groups, misconceptions, and distortions. Exposure to other cultures may lessen such reactions, but they can never be completely overcome. Many social scientists consider ethnocentrism a problem in their work. A researcher's observations should be impartial. However, a tendency to judge other people by the standards of one's own group may distort these observations. Because culture interacts with the physical environment to shape human values and actions, almost all people exhibit ethnocentrism. Some ethnocentrism is necessary for people to be emotionally attached to their way of life, but it also generates opposition and sometimes leading conflict. First, ethnocentrism encourages the solidarity of the group. Second, it hinders the understanding of the cooperation with other groups. For example, people in Europe and North America have often referred to China as the Far East because China is far east of the Europeans and North Americans. On the other hand, the Chinese historically have referred to their land as the Middle Kingdom because it is in the center of the world. In contrast to ethnocentrism, cultural relativism is the practice of evaluating a culture by its own standards. It makes our culture into a yardstick with which to measure all other cultures as good or bad, high or low, or right or wrong in proportion as they resemble ours. Everyone learns ethnocentrism while growing up. The possessiveness of a small child quickly translates into,
"My toys are better than yours, Miss Peters."
In the United States, foreigners and even immigrants have been referred to as aliens, and when they did not hold legal status within the country, they are referred to as illegal aliens, terms indicating the significant difference between American-born and other people. For a minority group in harsh conditions, ethnocentrism enables the group to create and sustain an identity over extended periods of time. The downside of ethnocentrism is that it causes people from an ethnic group to look down on those who are from others. In conclusion, ethnocentrism is judging another culture by beliefs, values, and lifestyle by one's own culture, which can lead to prejudice, misunderstandings, and distortion.